I need a sensible question first.
How about your collaboration with the collection? Your collaboration between the Maramosty and your exhibition?
Yeah, there's a different thing which is maybe more related to the gallery, and this kind of advisor or curator here, Mario Diacono. So he saw my work 3 or 4 years ago, and they bought one for the collection. And then later the idea came to do a representation here in this kind of special floor where they have the contemporary or temporary stuff in front of the permanent collection here on top of us. So this is always always the same way. Somebody's knocking on your door. So you can't push it or you can't really find it or something. It's always the best way is the guy's coming to you. Don't go yourself. That makes no sense.
And did you make the work specifically for the Maramoti collection, or were they already kind of in progress?
Yeah. I mean, in the book, for example, we have all the black and white pages. You see how my studio looks like. The studio I have is kind of a meantime thing. It's a huge studio, very luxury at the moment, but it is still in Berlin. Everything is changing so far, so I don't know how fast I would lose this place, but it's for sure I'm losing this, maybe in next week or maybe next month. So I don't have a contract. This is a kind of a meantime Zwischennutzung called in German. So, and the big luxury at the moment is that and that is my kind of favorite workflow. I work on a couple of things always parallel. Following my ideas, and I never do something special for a show. I never did. I have my stuff in my studio, and when somebody's knocking on the door a day or a year or 2 years ago, I start with a cardboard dummy, with a model, and I do some kind of private, I'm not saying curating, but I'm selecting some things, what is sensible together. And here, especially this show is an in-between situation because the Mario saw a finished painting in a show in New York, Tanya Bonacta Gallery, and then he came up with the idea maybe we should think about what's the best. We have this special floor here, it's a special size. It's not so high, it's more like flat but beautiful white cube with one window front. And what is a good idea? And then we came up to it very simple. 3 walls, 3 paintings, and maybe a sculpture, maybe not. And then I got the great pleasure, which is my kind of second life, is I'm very kind of focused on artist books. So I'm doing all my catalogs by myself. So I have a little office and some guys, they helping me, the Photoshop and blah, 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 all the things, and the archive. And also I have a little publishing house by myself called Diamond Paper. It's very well represented in the internet. You can Google this. Where I'm also sometimes publishing for other artists some books. And years ago we started with a magazine, with a large magazine called also Diamond Paper. That's sleeping at the moment. But yeah, and the great pleasure and the great gift also by the Maramotis here was to say you have free hand, do a book, whatever you like. and it's the biggest gift you can have, you can get. This is unbelievable. And because it's not easy when you have a show with 3 works or 4 works mostly, and they ask for a catalog, that's for me senseless. Why? It's not necessary. And an artist book like this shows my kind of, you know, the beginning ideas, the way how everything has a relationship, and so I'm very happy about this book, actually, I have to say. So I wish we could print it in Berlin, so I could stay next to the printing machine, which I normally always do. But they print it here in Italy, so which is a little bit dangerous because of all the, you know, maybe they have different filter or whatever for printing the colors.
Yeah, I was surprised at the fluorescence in the paintings because we had a version of the artist's book sent to us, and the colors were a lot sort of more subdued.
Yeah, on the end, I mean, I know a couple of artists where I always following the work in the book, and then you're in front of the originals, and you say, oh. Yeah. So the book is better. So it's this way. It's anyway better. So, and the original is still the original, and in the book we have still this is a representation. And sometimes, I mean, I'm a little bit too shy to ask always, but the best book is for me anyway in black and white. This is for me the best translation. I would really prefer to print every book in black and white. And then the translation system is anyway better. You know the image by shapes and forms and whatever. And then you get the full intents in front of the work. So that's because also the studio shots are in black and white in the book as well. Yeah.
That's a wonderful idea.
Yeah,
in the sense that your initial experience with the work is completely different because you're not really having this expectation of color, not really informed in what you've
it's
seen
senseless
in the book.
Because this is endless, and that's senseless. So it is. You can't really, and it's also not necessary. And it's very often when I visit a show, Old Masters, whatever, in the Prado, I went the last months. And then I think I go in the bookshop and I want to have the Goya book, and then I say, oh no, I don't buy this book, because this is not the same what I saw actually 10 minutes ago, and I don't want to have this wrong thing in my library. So that's the same here. So that's totally cool. So the book is perfect for this, and even the neon colors are not possible to print, never, and. Also, I mean, in my studio I have, you know, the most expensive screens and the most expensive scanner, whatever you can buy, and everything has the right color separation and blah blah blah. But for my archive, it's very helpful and good. So I need this. Also because we're losing the slides at the moment, so everybody is changing to digital stuff, which is horrible, because nobody can give you every printer and every gallerist or whatever, everybody is asking for proof. What is the proof? And you don't have a proof. You have a CD. And there's information, and the information was before on the slide was the proof and the information, the wonderful slides. And now we have the CD, information, tons, millions of pixels, whatever, but no representation anymore. And then you give the CD and this printer, this printer, and you get 3 completely different things back. So that's also a new thing for my archive, for example. I'm very serious. I have a very serious archive where everything is, you know, in a folder and blah and blah. So I'm very good in this. So I don't give it a gallery. So everything is on my own, which is also a very expensive thing to do, but that's important, very important. And you know, if I have tomorrow a car accident, everybody can find everything also next week, and so that's very good to have. And it's for me good to invest also some assistance or some money to have this already ready. So.
I had a question about this first page. This kind of looks like sort of like a proof sheet.
Yeah, this is kind of a storyboard.
Yeah,
page.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, what?
Yeah.
Because I've no idea what size this would be.
It's A3 format.
So it is A3. So
yeah.
it's quite small. I was just wondering whether that sort of thing was what we see in the gallery was conceived on this scale. At what point in the process this kind of represents these, because they're quite detailed already.
This is like I mean, I start always with a sketch in a sketchbook. I have hundreds of sketchbooks and some digital stuff from digital cameras. Then everything moved. The first filter is a drawing, which is always in the A4 size. And in these drawings, that's the first filter. So everything is in the same size. Even a small painting or a large painting or a mural painting, the same size. To see everything is next to each other. To decide what's stronger, what's better, what's nothing, whatever. And then I start sometimes with a really like a movie director, in a storyboard line. I collecting some images of the, how it looks like here and whatever, and some ideas, and especially this page is when Mario Diacono came to my studio. We talked a little bit about art history and whatever, and we both came because of the format of the 3 paintings. And when he came to my studio, only one was ready, the Missing Link in Delphi, which he saw already in New York in the gallery. We talked about which is a dangerous talk, because the Paolo Uccello is 10,000 times better than me, but as a parallel example, we talked about one of my favorite paintings in London, in the National Gallery, the battlefield of San Reno or San by Uccello. Is this familiar? With this, we have one in the Uffizien, one in London. I think one is in the Louvre, and whatever 400 years ago they came together in one room as a strip, maybe, or this wall here and here. So, and to have a battlefield is one idea, but when you see the image, everything is so organized, and so even the weapons are, everything is parallel and totally like in a computer game, and clean and whatever. And I find it for myself a very modern representation. I never saw the other 2 ones in original. I have only a book, but